Alright, NWO Reverend 96 here with another sermon today. Today it's going to be on Blu-rays versus DVDs. I'm just going to kind of go over why Blu-rays and DVDs, each one, why they win and why they fail. First, I'm going to start with Blu-rays. I've got two movies here that I own both on DVD and Blu-ray just to illustrate some physical differences, but anywho, I'm going to start with why Blu-rays succeed here. As most of you know, the Blu-rays are designed to have a much higher resolution, a better picture than DVDs. They're made for full 1080p TVs, and you do notice that the picture looks a lot crisper. You see more detail on, clothing and hair and skin tone. A lot more than DVDs, which were actually designed for 480p. Although nowadays, if you have a Blu-ray player and it has an HDMI port, it will actually upscale DVDs, so they look almost Blu-ray quality, but not quite the same detail. And also with the Blu-rays, I haven't noticed it because I don't have a fancy sound system, but you can get 7.1 surround sound with that. Maybe I'll do that someday, but not really in the cards right now, so but anyway, I digress. Another reason I like Blu-rays over DVDs is just the physical case size on most of them. Now, it might be hard to tell just by watching this video here, but as you can see, put it on a DVD here, it's quite a bit shorter, quite a bit smaller, which means it takes up less space. And the part that's important to me here is that Blu-rays are actually quite a bit thinner than DVDs, which, with someone like me who has somewhat limited shelf space now that I've got a lot of stuff, Blu-rays tend to work a little bit better for storing, and you can store more movies. And also a nice thing about Blu-rays now is that they are coming down in price, because that was going to be a con of Blu-rays, but I was going to say the price. They still are a little more expensive than DVDs, but the gap is becoming more narrow between the two. And plus you can get some really good sets on Blu-ray. Like I have the Star Trek The Next Generation set, and I got that for like $35. And that's 6 movies, so that's pretty incredible. I mean, there are some expensive sets, like the Star Wars Blu-ray set, which I still refuse to buy because it's way too expensive and doesn't include the original trilogy, but that's a video for another time. Now I'm going to go over some cons on Blu-rays as opposed to DVDs. First of all, a lot of them require, or at least have features that require, an internet connection, and that increases the loading time on a lot of movies, especially with the Terminator 2 movies. I actually had to turn my BD Live off so I could actually watch it, because it actually wouldn't even load the movie. It would just stay there on a loading screen trying to detect my connection, which is weird because I have pretty good Wi-Fi where I live, so but yeah, and just in general, excessive loading times, with a lot of splash art and everything, and they try to put a lot of their budget into loading screens, which is crazy. And like I said, there still is the aforementioned cost of Blu-rays. They are still a little more expensive than DVDs. And plus, there are some movies, especially older movies, that you don't really need to buy on Blu-ray and spend the extra money, because the quality on some of those just isn't quite as big of a leap as you would think, especially on, well, let's see, I'm just looking, say a movie like the original King Kong. That's a black and white movie. Do you really need that in Blu-ray? How much more detail is that going to really give you? I mean, if you don't own the movie at all, I would say, yeah, get it on Blu-ray, because Blu-ray is going to be pretty much the standard. Just like DVD became the standard back in the early 2000s, late 1990s. But yeah, like I said, if you already own the movie on DVD, Very few movies I would recommend buying on Blu Ray because the difference on some, especially the older movies, is not really all that noticeable. I mean, here I bought The Dark Knight on Blu Ray, and the weird thing about this one, especially since I have these two out, is sometimes on the Blu Ray it switches to the IMAX resolution, which is 1:78:1 as opposed to the standard 2:35:1 widescreen ratio, and that is a little annoying. You don't get that with the DVD, so that's why I kept the DVD, just in case I ever wanted to just watch it. But the picture quality is noticeably better in the Blu Ray, so and I know a lot of people who just are rebuying all their Blu Ray movies, or DVD movies, excuse me, on Blu Ray, and I think that's just ridiculous. If you already own the movie on DVD, and especially if you have a Blu Ray player, it's going to upconvert the movie anyway. I mean, the quality's not going to be quite as good, but it's, you know, still better than just watching it on a standard 480p TV, so I don't know, I just don't get why people are doing that. I mean, I could understand the difference when VHS came out, or DVD came out, and people switched their VHS tapes for DVDs. That was noticeable. I mean, I did the same thing with that, too, so yeah, anyway, so that's probably about all I have to say on that. I will be doing my second Star Wars retrospective video on the prequel movies, probably sometime maybe within the next week or so. I'm pretty busy with the holidays and everything, so but hopefully I'll get that one out pretty soon, because that one shouldn't take too long to put together. So anyway, that's all I've got to say on that. This is NWO Reverend 96 signing out.